There's probably no medical field that has gathered more attention in the recent years than the field of traumatic brain injuries or head injuries. In the old school of thought, physicians wouldn't diagnose a concussion unless a person had been knocked unconscious. Nowadays, we just know that isn't true. A few moments of confusion or a few moments of dizziness or spaciness after a blow to the head are enough for a physician to diagnose a concussion now. Recent high-resolution MRI scans on high-profile sports figures have shown severe traumatic brain injuries when they had never been diagnosed with a concussion during the course of their entire career. Often the person who has the concussion or the ongoing post-concussive symptoms doesn't even know they're suffering from them, and often they'll deny it. I've recently had a case where a client called me a few weeks after an auto collision. She'd been diagnosed with a concussion in the emergency room, and within about 2 weeks, she had called me and said that she felt 100% better and wanted to return to work. I agreed because it was her case. A few moments later, the phone rang again, and I was expecting to hear from my client, but it was her husband. And he was telling me in these hushed tones that his wife wasn't better, that she couldn't remember where she placed her car keys, that she was constantly asking him to help her find things, and that she was snapping at him and the kids over things that were just insignificant. She was able to get a referral to a neuropsychologist, and after a few days of testing, we did discover that she was suffering from an ongoing traumatic brain injury. The symptoms of the concussion lasted for more than a year, and she wound up getting a pretty significant recovery. But I remember back to just a few weeks after the auto accident when she was telling me that she was all better and wanted to close her case. She just didn't know the significance of her own injury. Your physician is typically looking for headaches or a sense of spaciness or dizziness. They're also looking for fatigability and an impairment of concentration or memory. The physician is also going to ask you questions about whether or not you feel depressed or are having a change of mood or personality. And those are the symptoms that your family member or loved one might really help with, because frequently the person suffering the injury doesn't recognize the change in their own personality. This case illustrates the point that a person who's suffering from a traumatic brain injury may not recognize the significance of their symptoms. If you or a family member have suffered a significant head injury, give me a call. I'm happy to speak with you without charge. I'm sure we can get you the settlement you deserve. Thank you.